Lie, your favorite neighborhood therapist. Having real hard convos, contrasting pessimists. Generational trauma explored, broach delicate. Getting to the root of the pain, healing impediments. Every week signs copay, free lessons. Bet on self, trust the process, no questions. Feel your feels, journey to be healed, no stressing. Conversations with Coach Lies now in session.
Coach Live, are you ready? 50 years. Saturday, July 11th at Florian Hall in Dorchester. Celebrating 50 years of betting on self.
Let's go.
Don't miss Coach Live's 50th birthday celebration. A mental health awareness fundraiser. A powerful night of celebration, music, and mental health awareness. Saturday, July 11th, 7 p.m. at Florian Hall in Dorchester. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. Keywords, Coach Live's 50th birthday celebration. Join nationally recognized therapist, speaker, radio host, and your favorite around the way girl, Coach Live. Celebrating 50 years, a night of purpose, power, healing, and celebration. Dress to impress. Bring your people and come celebrate. Coach Live's 50th birthday celebration. It's the event everybody's going to be talking about. Heal, elevate, evolve. And remember, always bet on self.
Film.com and iHeart Station.
Nancy, Smokehouse, it's the urban heat. Shout out to Coach Live.
Coach LA, it's time to listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just calling. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. If you got something on your mind, you can call him, you can hit a line. She the realest, ooh, she the realest. You can tap in, now I always get a business to empower you so that you can do everything that you want to. Kicking it with Coach LA, it's time to listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just calling. Conversations with Coach La 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 La. Coach La 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 La.
What's going on, beautiful people? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? It's another episode of Conversations with Coach La 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 right here on the Urban Heat. Y'all know Boston Got Black Radio. Y'all make sure y'all download that iHeart Radio app, and you know what to do. Make us your favorites. I don't know why this. Oh, wait, I know what I need to do. Make us your favorite so that you will not miss not one episode of the show. And let me just take this off so that way. Oh, there I am. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? So make sure y'all go download that iHeart Radio app so that you do not miss not one episode of Conversations with Coach La and all the other dope shows that happen on Heat 98.1 FM. Ooh, tonight, baby, is going to be a doozy. Yes, I said a doozy. Some people still don't use that language. Sometimes I show my age. But I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of people. Coach Stacy did her a thing today. She did her Honor Thy Mother event at Sorrow and Lime. It was a beautiful event that was dedicated to all of the moms, those that are living and those that have passed on and our ancestors. Good job, Coach Stacy. It was a beautiful event. Shout out to LaDonna. You know our LaDonna Hampton. She does all of our events here at the radio station. She got recognized today and she was shocked. You know, she says, you know, she's just the one in the back doing the background thing, but I appreciate her. We appreciate her. And she had all the love given to her today. And last but not least, we want to give a big shout out. Happy birthday to DJ Eclipse. Happy birthday, DJ Eclipse. We had a great time today at your event as well. Shout out to China. She did her thing. Shout out to Cynthia Brewington and Sean Jordan for being here with me tonight. I don't know where my background music is. Marv Neal, where you at? Help your sister out. Log into the system and give me my background music. Some reason, tonight we had some technical stuff, but it's not coming on. Somebody go call Marv and tell him Coach needs some help. She need her background music. He need to log into the system and make my music come on because it's not there. Well, tonight's conversation is an open letter from a single Black man. And there goes my music. Thank you. I got to have my background music. It sets the mood. Don't y'all think so? Coach La's conversation is not the same without my background music. But tonight is an open letter from a single Black man. And this episode steps into the emotional gray areas, right? Those areas that people avoid discussing in public, might I add. The modern dating, masculinity, emotional survival, accountability, rejection, trauma, and the growing disconnect between men and women. So you may have remembered this guest from Steve Gooby's R&B Talks. He had a lot to say. And being that I am a licensed clinical social work, I'm a licensed therapist, and all this drama that's going on with I don't even know if I should say doctor anymore, but Cheyenne Bryant, right? It got me to thinking about being able to be open-minded to different perspectives. And so I said, well, better way to approach this, because he triggered me. He did. He said some things, and I'm going to bring it up when I bring him on here. He triggered me, and I felt some type of way as I approached my 50th birthday. And after I took a minute, took some deep breaths, I said, you know what? How about I try to understand where this gentleman is coming from and bring him to the virtual couch and let's unpack it. So without further ado, I want to bring my guest on to the virtual couch. He goes by Rico, the Haitian Refugee, and I want to know why, right? So I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to turn his mic on. And this is a long overdue conversation. So what's going on, Rico?
Yes. I'm in the building. Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
Yes, you are. You look good.
Thank you. I'm down. I'm officially down 55 pounds.
Ooh, and your skin looks all bright. You've been drinking your water and staying hydrated. Yes, you have.
We're doing all the things that Black men should be doing. Facials, scalp treatments, all of that. All of that.
Okay, don't let me find out you getting waxed too.
No wax. I'm I'm working my way up there. I'm trying to be outside. There's some outside.
Oh, let me find out you trying to be outside.
Oh, for sure.
So on this show, right? This is season 9. I can't believe it's actually season 9.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And this is my chapter 50.
Okay.
And you had a lot to say about women as they age.
Yes, I did.
So this is my season of healing, evolution, and also elevating.
Okay.
And I feel like once you've been here a little bit of time, you got a little bit of wisdom.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all are starting from experience and no longer from scratch. I feel like, right?
Okay.
So tell the people a little bit about who you are, your background, and what brings you to the virtual couch tonight? Because I'm curious, right? I don't want to give it all away, but who is Rico, the Haitian Refugee?
All right. So, and I said this recently, I am a father. I am a brother. I am an uncle. I am a friend. I'm a very laid back person, but I pride myself on being honest with people lately. I feel like we're in a place where society, where we're telling each other what that we think that person wants to hear as opposed to the truth, good, bad, or indifferent. I wouldn't say I'm on my Kevin Samuels 2.0.
That's
but I'm gonna be. But listen, there are things that he has said that I agree with, and there are things he has said that I don't agree with.
And I think that that's part of discourse, right? Like there can be a lot of things that make sense, and also things that you can say, you know what, I don't agree with that. And I'm with you with that.
Right. So
I don't think he was totally wrong.
No.
And one of the things he said, I'm just pointing out things that people already think and what is already part of societal constructs. So why are you attacking me? That I agreed with.
So I'm kind of like that too. Like, I guess lately I'm saying how people feel and what they're thinking. And it doesn't always, it rubs people the wrong way, but it also, some people are receptive to it as well, if that makes sense.
You know what's interesting, Rico, when you say that, because a lot of the things that we say are projected onto us, right?
Right.
a lot of the things that we believe started someplace, right? And
Right.
we either embody it, embrace it, or we reject it.
Right.
And so I think sometimes when we regurgitate or reiterate certain things, I often say, well, where did it come from? And
Right.
why do you believe it? And why do we continue to perpetuate it?
Right.
So that was my beef with you, right?
Okay.
Like,
and we can unpack
yeah,
that.
you know,
And let me
unpack
just
it,
say this.
unpack
I
that.
think that one of the things that I've noticed is when I say what I say, I think people pick and choose specific parts of what I'm saying, and they're not getting the overall message. Like, I'll give an example. Recently, I had the pleasure of having a great conversation with Angelina, who, again, because of me, had a certain image. But once we had the conversation and I really was able to explain myself and my views in depth, I think she walked away from that conversation with a different perspective of who the Haitian refugee is.
Mhm.
And I do consider her a friend now and not an enemy.
Mhm.
And we know there's a whole bunch of them out there. They probably listening right now.
Well,
But I'm just saying,
well, I mean, enemy, that's strong.
listen, you know,
they could just be a disliker.
well, a disliker, but
and I think it's disliking some of the things you've said.
but
not
it's
you as a
the
person.
but it's the truth though. Like, when I do these shows, I don't do it to troll. I don't do it for likes. I don't do it for followers. It's honestly conversation that I've had with Black men,
Mhm.
and me being the age that I am, we're talking years of conversation, and most recently the conversation has shifted a little bit, and my own personal experience as well,
Right.
good, bad, or indifferent, which
Right.
is what I tell people. But it's always going to be the truth. I'm not going to come on here just to say stuff just to say it, because
Right.
I don't do that.
Well, thinking about the cultural impact, right, and the controversy around Kevin Sanders, because you brought
Okay,
it up, right?
yeah, that's my dude.
As a conversation, it's a catalyst. We're just using this as a catalyst, 'cause,
Right.
May he rest in peace. I know for some people, y'all probably glad he's not here, but
Right.
at the end of the day, may he rest in peace.
Right.
We're not trying to glorify, at least not from my perspective. I'm not trying to glorify. And again, coming from, yes, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, licensed therapist, but
Okay, where'd you
I'm
go to
not-
school? Don't fall into that Dr. Cheyenne Bryan
Listen,
situation.
I went to Simmons University.
I'm alum. I'm fellow alum.
Thank you, haha. Shout out to us.
You know that.
And I can go in my office and take pictures of my degrees.
Okay, facts.
And you can also Google and get my licensure.
All right, cool, good.
So I don't got that problem.
All right,
I'm
good. Me
I'm
neither.
good.
All right, we good.
I'm
we good.
licensed all the way through. Everything I say is truth.
All right, cool. Word.
Well, it's my truth. Put it that way. But this episode really is going to explore why his message resonated with so many men,
Okay,
but also triggered a lot of women,
bet.
right?
Right.
And what it revealed about the unmet emotional needs and societal expectations, gender wars, and unresolved trauma within the Black community. Because I think Kevin Samuels was a mirror.
Yes.
Because people,
I want to say prophet.
Oh,
I'm gonna call him a prophet.
no,
because I
you
feel
can't
like
say prophet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's strong.
Messenger.
But I'm saying a mirror, and I say that because he reflected back a lot of the things that we didn't want to deal with or say or see.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, I like that.
And although people can disagree, women called in to get his perspective.
But they didn't like the perspective they was getting, and that's
Yeah, but they didn't
Yeah.
have to like it, but they still called in. After
Right.
many of times of watching what he would say,
right.
they called in.
But it was the truth though. And if you really watch his videos, everything he says is in direct correlation of what that woman was saying. Like, I'll give you an example. He had a woman who wanted to leave her husband because he caught cancer.
Mhm.
But there was a huge age gap between them. So it was like he was a protector, he was a provider. They had children together. She had never worked their entire marriage. And unfortunately, he had cancer, or he was recovering from cancer, and she wanted to end the relationship based on that. And so the advice or the message that he gave her was based on that. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't nice, but it was necessary. I'm like, because I'm sitting there listening like, yo, your only gripe with this man is that he's recovering from cancer. Other than that, she didn't have nothing. She couldn't complain. She never worked. He protected, provided, gave her the money. She had a great lifestyle. She had the house. She was a stay-home mom. She had everything she wanted. But to me, it just showed how shallow and self-centered she was, because she wanted to leave him because now he's facing this post-cancerous stage of his life. And I was disappointed in that. And she wasn't really too happy with the advice that he gave her, but it was the truth. You're selfish and self-centered, and you're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about this man who, because now he's going through chemo, whatever, he's not the same provider as he was prior to being sick. But that doesn't mean he can't get back there once he's done with the therapy, the radiation, chemo, whatever he was going through. So it's just a small hurdle. So he took care of you all these years. Now it's your turn to take care of him because he's going through something.
Right.
Nurse him back to health, and things probably would have gotten back to the way they was. But she wasn't willing to wait for that. She wanted to end a relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I
I
mean?
have to agree with that. I think often people mistake therapy for this space that is going to just be validated, right?
Right.
And it has to also call out contradictions.
Right.
It has to also help you understand patterns, and a lot of times people do leave feeling and understanding that they can be selfish, right?
Yeah.
They can be narcissistic. They
Oh,
can have
for sure.
narcissistic tendencies.
Absolutely.
So I agree with that. That's why I said I don't totally disagree with Kevin Samuels,
Right.
and I don't totally disagree with some of the things that even Cheyenne Bryant has said about relationships. But neither here nor there, people will call you a hater when you point out anything that goes against status quo, or you know, you point out insecurities, or you point out lies or gaslighting.
Yeah,
somehow
but I think,
you become a hater.
but I don't think a lot of people who do these platforms, I don't see, like, I think they're trying to inform us as a culture, as people. Like, I want to, like, you're a licensed therapist, you know, and I've always tried to be open and candid when I do this stuff. I've been in therapy for about 5 years. Shout out to Mr. Carter, who's my therapist. I really appreciate him because he's a brother. So we have a cultural connection. So he knows where I'm coming from culturally. It's nothing against having a white therapist, but I just think having a black therapist, there's already a connection from the first session. Other than him wearing that stupid Yankees hat when we do therapy, that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? I hate that hat. I always make him turn it around. But I think that as a culture, we frown upon therapy. Let me tell y'all something. Black people, go out here and get you a therapist.
And speaking of that,
it's
I'm
a beautiful
something.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's helped me evolve tremendously.
So I got something I'm gonna play.
All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm gonna play this because I think
Oftentimes we neglect our own mental health in the same way.
What I want.
Just because you're not about to break down and give up doesn't mean that you can't be in the space of.
Wait, I'm gonna rewind that, y'all.
Right. Therapy could be utilized for preventative measures, maintenance issues, growth. Healthy people need support as well. It's always good to be able to bounce ideas, process things, and have a space where you can feel seen and heard. Because too often times we can't talk to our partners because it's typically about them. We can't talk to our parents because our parents will say,
well, hey, baby, you had a better life than you had before, so you need to give up on it.
We can't go to church because they say, ooh, praise the Lord, but just pray on and give it to the Lord. But we have no place to really process the things that we're dealing with and the things that we're struggling with. So that's that maintenance. That's that space to be able to go through certain things and have an opportunity to get it out so that we can place it in its right and proper place. So that's what it is, man. Therapy Talk Tuesdays. Therapy isn't just for crisis.
That part.
Word.
So I want to know, what does therapy mean to you? Because you kind of just segued into talking with your own therapist.
So therapy for me has gotten me to understand me and some of my behaviors. So let me give you an example. In my previous relationships, I have not always been the most faithfulest person. And I remembered, or I discovered, that as a child, I was molested by 3 different women who were older than me. And so that woke up my sexuality before it was ready to be awakened, if that makes sense. So I had an insatiable thirst for women based on those previous interactions with women who were older than me. This is the truth, y'all. I'm bearing myself butt naked for Coach La, which I've never done for anybody. So through therapy, the part of my brain that has been firing my entire life we were able to subdue that portion of my brain, or the electrons in that portion of my brain, in order for me to be able to enjoy a healthy relationship without being a serial cheater. And that and I'm being real with y'all. This is I've never said this publicly. This is an exclusive for Coach La. It's the honest to God truth.
Wow, Rico.
So
I appreciate you.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Like, you know, I keep it real.
That's hard.
No, I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? My next relationship, if I'm fortunate enough to be blessed to have one, I will. I know in my heart I'm able to be faithful and to be loyal, because whatever demons I was dealing with, I was able to face through therapy with Mr. Carter, who's amazing. That's my dude. Mm-hmm. And he's also a friend now as well as my therapist. But we were able to address that part of my life that I had never addressed. Like, I mean, when I had an insatiable thirst for women, it was a drug. It's like crack. Like, I'm fiending women 24/7, nonstop. And it cost me a lot of great relationships, but it cost me to behave in a certain way that was not befitting to those relationships. What I've been able to do, again, through therapy is, if you could believe it or not, is reach out to every woman that I've ever dealt with from age 15 till now, call them and apologize to them. I'm blessed that many of them accepted my apology for my behavior at that time of my life, except for one. And I'm okay with that. She doesn't want to speak to me, and I'm okay with that, because I know in my heart, I really tried to apologize to her and be sincere and extend her an apology for being such a jerk when she was dealing with me. And again, a lot of that had to do with my own. I didn't have to do that, but in order to heal and to be a better person, I felt in my heart I had to do that. I consulted my therapist, and he was like, "Yo, it's a great idea." And you know, again, I literally reached out to every woman that I could to apologize to them, and I'm cool with all of them. We're friends now, all of us, except for that one.
You know, Rico, first of all, thank you.
No, we good,
for even sharing that, because I think, one, as a licensed therapist, I can't really often share what happens behind the scenes.
No, this is my story. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because, you know, of HIPAA and different things like that. And right. I truly believe that a lot of men are navigating past traumatic experiences. Yeah. And that's what's really feeding some of the unhealthy relationships, and some of their patterns and behavior, which we don't often want to talk about. One of the things that I put up on the screen is many men were taught how to survive pain, but never taught how to process it.
Right.
And I think what you're talking about in therapy with your therapist is being able to process how those early experiences shape your identity.
Yes.
And
I was a man. I'm gonna keep it real. I was a man whore. That was my reputation. I was, you know, I'm a ladies' man, but I'm also like, I'm a man whore. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Not anymore. We're a man whore in retirement, ladies. I do the flowers. I do the date. I do the opening of the doors. I slap you on your booty. You know what I'm saying? I do the grown folk stuff, because I am healed.
Okay, but you bring up a valid point about how trauma can show up for men.
Yes.
And often we just say, oh, you know what? All men are dogs. Which this is why I always challenge the statement that all men are dogs.
Yeah.
Because where's that really grounded in, and where's that coming from? And I think I have a son, right?
Right.
And when my son was born, he wasn't born a dog, right? He wasn't born with any ill will or, you know, these issues about masculinity. Those are things that are manifesting as he's trying to navigate.
How old is he?
He's 20.
Okay, he's still a young boy.
He's young, but he's still going through life. He's now having experiences with women, with life, with heartbreak, with disappointment, just all these things, right?
Right.
So you are so true that, you know, trauma can show up as cheating, emotional unavailability, alcoholism, aggression, avoidant attachment, all of those things. So big shout outs for you. I didn't even know you were going to say that.
Nah, because and you're getting the exclusive. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think recently there's a certain persona about me, but I take full responsibility for putting it out there like that. But if you actually have a conversation with me one-on-one, you'll see, like, I'm not, like, it's weird, because when I have one-on-one conversations with people, they go, oh, okay, I get it now, as opposed to doing this and having selective hearing and only picking and choosing the negative aspects of what I'm saying. And you're not looking at, like, the positive stuff. You know, unfortunately, as Black men, we're taught not to deal with our trauma. So, you know, it's sad that there's a lot of dudes in the culture that are carrying trauma, whether it's not having a father in the home or being raised by a grandmother or a mother. So what I'm saying to the fellas is, yo, it's cool to get therapy. Like, you'll be surprised how good you feel after therapy, because it's a non-judgment zone. But part of what I want to say to just people in the culture, men and women, is in order for therapy to be effective, you actually have to strip yourself butt naked, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Like, you have to be honest with your therapist, because if you're not, it's not even worth it. Okay, what's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're on the air. Conversations with Coach
Beautiful.
Who's calling?
I just can't hear you, Coach. I hear Rico, when I can't hear you.
I think your mic is off, Coach.
Dang. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hey.
I was trying to answer the phone when you called me on the other phone. I turned my mic off.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
How you doing?
So
Good evening, sir.
Good. I just wanted to say to Rico, does it feel good to tell the truth?
It's always good to tell the truth. Absolutely.
Yeah. It feels good to be honest about who you are, who you were. And, you know, when you said, you know, you called those individuals to apologize, I just wanted to say this. Growing up, we were different individuals then than we are now. And the craziest thing is, a lot of times people expect or have expected us to be perfect or to be different individuals growing up, but we didn't know how to be. We only knew how to be who we were.
That's real talk.
Right.
When people don't, or they have an issue with forgiving or excusing the behavior from your childhood, that's not your fault. So when we were going through whatever it was that we were going through what we knew. And as the women that we interacted with, while they were going through whatever they were going through what they knew. So I just wanted to say it's just good to hear you, and you know, I can appreciate your truth.
Man, you know I appreciate you, bro. You let me tell y'all something about Marv. Marv gave me the opportunity to be on radio, and to this day he still looks out for me. So shout out to Marv for being the big bro that I never had, because I know I could pick up the phone and call him. Marv could be like my hood therapist.
He is very insightful.
Because he knows I could pick up the phone at 3:00 in the morning and call him.
I keep telling him to become a licensed therapist.
But the thing with Marv is, like, if he doesn't pick up at 3, I know he's gonna call me first thing in the morning. So I know I'm always gonna be good if Marv is in my corner. So I appreciate you, bro, for real.
Real talk.
No doubt.
Thanks for calling, Marv.
Appreciate you.
All right. Well, you guys know you can call in 617-238-7111. I was trying to finish the statement, but I didn't know it was Marv. He's like, "Will you answer your phone, Coach?" So
finish your statement.
So
woman.
I appreciate that, right? But I think, you know, to be able to be transparent like that and to understand, you know, how your past shaped you, where it came from, I think is really one of the biggest blessings about therapy. So I got this other clip because I thought this was pretty good too.
And it's always something going on up here. Then just over communicate. Just be transparent. You hear how simple that sounds? But for a lot of y'all, it's not simple because y'all know what the hell y'all doing. It's not to defend yourself. It's to protect your relationship. Shut up. Your silence is what creates those stories in their head. It's not being thirsty. It's not being needy. It's removing confusion. My boy says all the time, an idle mind is the devil's playground. Because an idle mind has nothing but time to create all types of scenarios because of the silence. because that silence creates confusion. And guess what happens when confusion and silence enters the chat? Who fills in the blanks? Because you're not. So if you're not explaining anything, your significant other is running through all these different scenarios and creating all these problems that may or may not exist. But because you're not over communicating and being transparent and sharing what's going on, they get to make up these stories. So now whatever they made in their head, in reality, even though you're not doing it, you're doing it. You don't have to listen to me. I do not care. But I do know that the most peaceful relationships don't guess, don't create, aren't confused, because they know. And that peace in those relationships are usually built on information that you don't have to ask for. So fill in the blanks before your partner does. Free game.
So it brings me to this whole conversation around honesty versus transparency.
Okay.
And brother just broke it down, right? That was transparency. And I think I put that clip in there because what you shared, you didn't have to share. I didn't ask you.
No, you didn't. But I want to
share that.
But you know
what?
But
that was you being transparent and sharing something that helps me understand you as a man.
Appreciate that.
It helps me understand lenses that you may come from, and even possibly some of your triggers of trauma, because you didn't have to share that.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that? What the gentleman said about over communicating, and because you and Steve Gooseby brought up a lot about women being your piece.
Right.
And that was one of the things that bothered a lot of us.
Why? It's the truth.
Because of what the brother just said, right? Often the things that you don't tell us is what causes women to be insecure and to act crazy.
Right.
AKA I do that with quotation marks.
Right.
It's because we're in our heads making stories about the things you don't share that we think,
right,
but you're not being forthcoming about.
Okay. You want to unpack that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So
let's we're being very honest right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Oftentimes, okay, so a man oftentimes will not be 100% open with you, because we're learning that when we're vulnerable with our mate, when there's an argument or disagreement, you reach back and you take that conversation and those things that we said to you and you throw it in our face. That's number one. And as my mate, like if you and I are dating and I'm vulnerable and then you take that vulnerability because you're mad at me and you throw it in my face, guess what? I'm never going to be vulnerable with you. I'm never going to tell you what's really on my mind. I'm never really going to tell you what's really on my heart, because in the back of my mind, it's like, yo, if she can do that once, she can do that again. So unfortunately, women are, and again, I know I'm going to rub people the wrong way, but women oftentimes put a man in a position for him not to communicate. I don't believe in over communicating. I'm a mass communicator. You know what I'm saying? So for me, in order for us to understand each other, there has to be communication in any personal or professional relationship, because without communication, you don't really know what's going on.
So did you just say you don't believe in over communicating?
No, you need to over communicate. I strongly believe in.
So you believe in it?
Yes.
Okay. Because I thought I heard you say
I
believe in
I
it.
don't believe in. I guess I said it wrong. I want people to over communicate.
So you believe in transparency?
Yes, I believe in transparency and truth. Because I don't think
there's a difference between. Don't you think there's a difference?
I don't
between
think you could have.
honesty
I don't think you could have one without the other.
So honesty, right, is if you ask me a question, I'll tell you no lies.
Right.
Transparency is telling me things that I didn't even ask you to tell me because you felt like it was important for me to know.
But in my transparency, I'm being honest with you.
True. I think
they're related.
They can be.
They're sisters in the same in the same family. Two different
do.
sisters in the same family.
But what do you prefer? Do you prefer a transparent person or an honest person?
Can I have a little bit of both? Is that cool?
I mean, it's your answer.
I want people to be transparent with me, but I also want them to be honest in their transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me bits and pieces of something and leave a bunch of holes. And I'm like, that don't make no sense. You know what I mean? So if you're going to be just put like this, people, I'm going to say this and I'm going to stand on it. If you're going to be transparent, I would recommend you be honest in your transparency.
Bingo. I like that. Mic drop. So I hear what you're saying in terms of things being thrown back in your face and
Yeah.
men not wanting to be vulnerable because if they share this, it comes back up later.
Right.
So I respectfully say I can see how that could feel like a throwback up in your face. But is there context behind that where someone could bring that up and it's not a throwback in your face, but it's more of a conversation?
No, it's not a conversation. It's,
Okay.
it's always just based on, again, some women, because you guys correct me all the time, they will take things that you tell them and they'll throw it in your face during an argument. And that's to sting. Like, let's say, for example,
so this is about not really having boundaries around conflict, and
right?
How, and that to me is a whole different conversation.
We can get into that too if you got time.
Because that comes from I'm trying to hurt you.
Right at that. Okay, so I'm glad you said that.
Right, I'm trying to hurt
that
you.
particular moment in time. You're trying, like, okay,
I'm trying to have a one-up. I'm trying to have something that I can sting you with.
And that's why men are not forthcoming with their emotions. That's why we seem rigid. That's why we seem rough. And I'm just saying this.
But do you think that, so we think about percentages 100% of the time. Do you think that when you think about women in relationships in general, what percentage of women do you think are doing that though, that are trying to be harmful and hurtful in an argument? Because I know a lot of women don't behave that way. I know some do.
Right. I would say, wow, you're asking for like numbers?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we're
I would say 95% of
so
women.
95% of women, in your opinion, throw back what they've learned about their man in his face.
Yes, because at that.
All right, ladies, y'all are in the chat.
No,
y'all agree with that?
They don't have to agree with that. Well, here's the thing, right?
95% is high.
Let's be honest. Women, and I know you guys are gonna get pissed off. Women are emotional creatures. Let's be real. Y'all don't deal with logic the way men do. So
I would agree with that.
So oftentimes when y'all do that, that's an emotional decision, not a logical decision. Okay, I'll give you an example. If me and you are arguing, right? We're together.
Yeah.
And you throw something in my face, you're doing it at that moment in time because you feel that's what you need to do to hurt me or to get one up on me in the argument. Now, after the argument, you'll probably be like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Now, because you did that, and I'm like, wow, I shared something with her. She threw that in my face. So now you're causing me to never share something intimate like that with you. I'm never going to be vulnerable in front of you because you took my vulnerability and you attacked me with it. And so now in the relationship, you're gonna be like, damn, like Rico's kind of distant. He don't really like vibe with me like he used to. But you put me in that situation for me not to vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? You took my vulnerability and you tried to use it against me just for a split. And it's a split second decision that is made that could really ruin the relationship moving forward. So now instead of being vulnerable with you, I go be vulnerable with one of my boys, like, yo, dog, you know what I'm saying? At the house, this ain't happening. This is so now I'm going to my father, I'm going to one of my boys, I'm going to my cousin. And so I'm being vulnerable and being forthcoming with everybody but you. But I'm gonna tell you what I think you need to hear in the relationship because now that's my safe space when I'm dealing with you.
And you know, I'm receiving and I'm going to reflectively listen to this and just sort of digest it.
Right.
Because I've heard a lot of men say this, even men in my sessions have communicated feeling this way. So ladies, I always say if it's a collective saying that, it has to be some level of this is the truth. This is the truth of a man's truth.
Right.
Now, from a woman's truth perspective, I always say to myself, well, what would bring a woman to feel like she needs to do something to hurt you and to say something like that? And I always wonder why. You know, I always go to the why. You know, what's going on there? Is it because you've cheated? Is it because you're not being transparent and she feels like she's using that information to prove a point?
Right.
Because often what I see is when there's not a level of transparency and women are making up stories in their head and trying to piece things together, or they feel gaslit, they will throw those things up to try to explain that they're not crazy.
Right. But you're coming off as crazy. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate.
But I think it goes back to both things can be true, right? Like ultimately in relationships, and I when I do couples therapy, I often say this. is taking responsibility that sometimes we are petty and sometimes we are actively and intentionally doing things that either annoy or hurt our partners. Would you agree or disagree
absolutely with that? 110,000% to the 100th degree.
Right. And
to the 100th power degree. Like, it's let me ask you this as a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Why
do we do that?
Yes. Why be so petty where you want to hurt the man who loves you, who protects you, who wants to provide? Let me tell you something about men before you answer that.
Mm-hmm.
A man could date 1,000 women. He's only going to love one. Truly, like with his heart of hearts. And that's what women don't understand. I can go out here and smash 100 women in the next 6 months. If I do fall in love, it's going to be with just one. So when y'all do that, like when you hurt a man, you break him. You literally break him to his foundation, and he never recovers from that.
Well, that is a great segue.
I'm so sorry. I'm leading into, I need you to answer the question. Why are women petty before we go into the segue?
I think men are petty too.
No, we can be.
I think this is not a man or a woman thing. I think it's a human thing.
Okay, I'll give you that. We can be petty.
Men can be petty. Women can be petty. I think we can be.
But when women are petty, it stings though. Like,
and you think when men are petty, it don't sting?
I don't know. I'm not petty.
Okay, well, maybe you're not.
Well, at least I don't believe I'm petty. But when women are petty, it stings. It's like pouring alcohol on an open wound. Like, that's how bad it stings.
Well, I think this is where I go back to human behavior, and I think transparency allows people to not be in their thoughts. There's a concept called storytelling.
Okay.
And cognitive distortions.
Okay.
Most human beings struggle with this or have some level. One of them is jumping to conclusions.
Yes, y'all do that.
Right? Polarized thinking, very black or white, right?
Yeah.
Most people can understand, but those are all cognitive distortions. Those are faulty thinking patterns.
Right.
Right? We can be very much caught in our own way of thinking.
Okay.
So when you ask why are people petty and where does that come from, it often is tied to how they think.
Damn. Is that okay? Is that good or bad?
So I'm not going.
I'm trying to process. I'm like,
but it's not a good or bad. It's just understanding that how you think is a manifestation or a smorgasbord of your values, your beliefs, your lived experiences, your upbringing, and all of us are bringing these things into these relationships.
So can I say therapy is a great outlet to try to change your thinking? So you don't have to
It's a way
to
unpack it, because not every
right.
time does somebody decide to change it, but it may help you understand why you think and why you show up in the world the way that you do.
And that's why I went to therapy. I needed to understand my behaviors in my relationship.
Yeah. So I think when we think about pettiness, is when you understand what petty is being concerned about trivial things and making a big deal out of it, right?
Right.
It's a lack of, I think, comprehension and being able to take in multiple perspectives at once. That's what I think. So
that's dope. But how
people are petty is often because they don't really understand it and they want their get back. They don't know how to accept being uncomfortable. They don't know how to take accountability and be wrong.
Okay, so as a therapist, let me ask you, this is a personal question. How do we
get past that?
Combat the pettiness when it's happening at that particular moment in a disagreement or a debate between couples or just people in general?
I think it goes back to your why. Why are we in relationships in the first place? What is it that we hope to gain and what are we hoping to bring to the table? Which brings us back to what brought me and you here.
Right. Okay.
This idea of value. Right? How we value each other, I think, plays into the pettiness too.
So do you want me to unpack what caused the trigger?
Well, I mean,
when I said because I posted something on Facebook and got 123 responses, and they weren't exactly the nicest response to my post.
Right. And I think to speak to your statement of Kevin Samuels and the lady calling in about the husband and him being sick and her being selfish, it's about what you value.
Right.
And societal constructs have us valuing each gender in these very linear black and white ways in terms of what we think is valuable. and
Okay.
and what is lovable
Okay.
and what should be validated and appreciated.
Okay.
And I think we start there in terms of changing the pettiness. That's my opinion.
So do you want me to discuss the value? Because that
so let's break down, like, how do we value one another? Because value has a lot to do with respect, right?
Okay, so
that's my opinion too.
All right, so let me backtrack a little bit. So what I said that triggered a lot of people is women, as they age, their value in the dating marketplace decreases. It wasn't you guys decrease as women. Your value as women we don't value as women, but even in men, as we age, our value in the dating marketplace, it devalues. We're not the same in our 40s plus as we was in our 30s and our 20s, right? I'm just being honest with you.
I remember was that women's value decreased and men's value increased.
Well, I'm gonna unpack that for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or at least that's what you said.
No, I'm gonna stand by that, and I'm gonna explain it, and hopefully, there's a different way of looking at it for the people who were rubbed the wrong way. I just know the phone's gonna start ringing.
Well, I mean, I think this is the part of really understanding where it comes from. So
all right, let me
speak.
Let me speak on men first, and then I'll address the women. Men, as we age, we're not given the same grace as women. As men, we have to constantly be improving ourselves. You know, we always have to have, let me just say, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, we're supposed to always keep improving. So we're supposed to have the 6-pack abs. We're supposed to have a certain salary. We're supposed to eat clean, be fit, go to the gym. No woman is going to date a 400-pound man. TLC Scrub was a global record where they said, I don't want no scrubs. That was like a national anthem. So as men, we're not allowed to be scrubs. We're supposed to have a car, nice car, have our own place. We're not supposed to live with our parents. We're not supposed to live in low income Section 8 housing. And ladies, please forgive me, but the grace that society gives women, they don't give to men, black men in particular. So that's why I'm saying, as we get older, our value in the marketplace increases because, number one, we do have more options. Women outnumber men. I think I did the research. In New England, there's 107.3 women for every 101 man in New England. That's just New England alone. So we have options. And I'm not saying y'all don't have options, but let's be real, as y'all get older, you're not as shapely as you was. You probably got a couple kids. You're going through menopause, premenopause, postmenopause. You know, biologically, you're changing, and
so aren't men.
I'm
testicles drop,
and I'm not
saying
count right, and
down.
I'm not saying that.
You know, like I think as we both age, right,
but we still have options, though. That's what I'm saying. It's a known fact, men. I can go out here and date a 22, 25, 27, 30-year-old.
If you got money.
I don't need money. I got game.
Ooh,
I'm very confident in who I am. I don't need money.
So somebody told me, if you're that young getting with an older guy, it's like a bed nurse.
It's not a bed nurse.
Because he's aging, and more than likely he's looking for somebody to take care of him.
No, you want to keep it real?
Yeah, I don't. These are just things that were been said.
So men who date younger women don't have the same headaches as dating older women.
Tell me more.
So a woman at a certain age is basically who she's going to be for the rest of her life.
So you want a young woman to mold her?
You can mold. You can mold. You can mold a younger woman.
So you don't think a younger woman could be a headache?
Yeah, and you just get rid of her and you get another one. Men right now are getting rid of headaches, regardless of how old you are. But the tendency to date younger women is they most likely don't have kids. Right?
Most likely.
They're in the gym and they're a little bit more self-absorbed. So physically they look good because we're visual creatures as men, right?
That's why all these older guys got these young girls when they paying child support, y'all.
Right, but you know that's the hiccup
because they also are very fertile and ready to have babies.
That's the hiccup of dealing with a younger woman. There's a huge possibility
that you're gonna become a old late bloomer daddy,
right? And now you got a 30-year-old with a newborn, and you're like 45, 50, 55,
and paying child support
and
paying child support, with the headache,
which you didn't want to do. So that's the downside to dealing with it. But you are correct. We do age. We do change biologically. It's science. It's the data's out there.
But
as we age,
impotence is real.
Right, but as
they're taking blue pills.
There's implants, there's pills.
Can we also just, and this is a sad fact for a lot of our Black men, they're dying early.
Yes. You know how many funerals I've been to since I've been home?
So I think about everything you're saying in terms of like men's value is increasing when we're also seeing so many of our brothers that hitting 50 passing away.
Right, but I'm talking the high value male, which is a term that people like to throw around. Listen, ladies, a high value man is a man who is mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, and spiritually rich. The six, seven figure salary is a perk of that.
Okay, so we go back to the men that just got game though, because we just said that you don't have to have money.
You don't have to have money, but what I'm saying to you is, if you, by definition, right, a high value man is a man who has achieved success in every aspect of his life. So
I say this, when we look at percentages again, how many men do you really think Black men are in that caliber of being high value? Because that's another thing. We have Black women excelling with degrees
but we don't care about that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But I'm talking about when you said all categories. You
right.
gave the categories of what made a high value man.
Right.
I mean, does that not also translate to a high value woman? Is that she's educated and she takes care of her body and she's emotionally and spiritually fit? Is that not a high value woman?
Well, here's the thing though. A high value woman is an alpha woman who gives off masculine traits, and a high value.
No, I don't believe that.
Listen, you're asking. I'm telling you the truth.
So a high value woman is an alpha woman who gives off masculine traits. So it's not the soft life. It's not the woman who's...
No, if she's out there, great. Absolutely. Listen,
So wait a minute. Let me just make sure I'm understanding this. So a high value woman is an alpha woman who gives off masculine traits.
Alpha women give off masculine traits. Yes.
So a high value woman is an alpha woman. Is there anything
you could be a high value woman, and I don't think you should give off alpha female traits.
But that's my point.
That's a disservice to you as a woman.
I thought a high value woman was a woman who was loving, caring, had her body together.
Oh, that's great. But if that exists, great.
But they do. You said they do, but they're younger.
Yes.
And they're moldable.
Yes.
So those are not high value women?
Not if they're not successful and don't got their act together. No.
So what makes a woman be successful if degrees don't matter?
Because the same stuff the same things that women look for men don't look for that women. Let me give you an example. The last time we were on the show, I said if I was 400 pounds and I was working in Walmart and I was stocking shelves for $19 an hour, I didn't have a car. I got on the 23 and I had a roommate, or I didn't have my own apartment. Women won't date me. They won't like me. I'm not dateable. I'm not attractive. You know what I'm saying?
So what women? The younger ones? The older
just
ones?
Women in
Everybody?
general. Women in general. Women will not date a 400-pound man who works at Walmart stocking shelves on the overnight shift. Let's keep it real.
Okay.
I'm not sexy. You don't want to be with me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But some men will date a woman who works at Walmart, who maybe is getting her life together.
But what constitutes getting your life together?
Maybe you're just in a bad spot. Maybe you just came out of a relationship. Maybe you're saving to get a house or an apartment or whatever. What I'm saying to you is, what you guys look for in us is not necessarily the same thing we look for y'all.
Yes, because all you guys say is that you want peace. And so my thing is...
So let's talk about that.
Does a woman who doesn't have her own, who is uneducated, because y'all claim y'all don't care about the degrees, and is successful, but how do you become a successful woman without pursuit of education and a business and a job?
You can have all of that. So let's talk about the peace. Let's talk about the peace, because
But before we go to peace, how does one woman become or is considered to be successful?
So here's the thing, right? Like I said, we don't care about your degrees and your accomplishment, right? What we do care about as men is we I say this all the time. Respect is number one. Do you respect me?
I got you, but what
Okay.
makes me a successful woman in your eyes?
Your submissiveness, your femininity, being soft.
So that makes me successful?
That's part of it, yeah. La, you have degrees, right?
But
hold
I'm
on.
confused. That's what makes me successful.
Hold on. You have
how feminine am I am?
Yo, you have degrees, right?
I do.
You're very smart.
I am.
You're intelligent.
I am.
You're soft.
I think so.
You're feminine.
I think so too.
I think with the right guy, you'll be super submissive.
I can.
You're successful.
If a man shows up and is a man, yes.
La, you're successful.
So what I'm saying is, what I'm hearing from you is you don't care about my degrees. You don't care about what money I make.
Right.
But that's also an indicator of success.
It's an indicator of success for you, not for me. Because if we're dating and you're making more money than me, that doesn't bother me.
But I didn't go there.
But
I'm not going to be making more money.
I'm saying that's all a component of what we're trying to define.
I never defined me making more money than a man. I was just trying to understand what made me be successful.
I think it's a combination of things.
Mm-hmm.
What we look for as men. Like, okay, if I see you and I'm courting you, I'm like, okay, she got degrees, she got all this. Okay, she's cool.
But maybe it's just intelligence, though. Maybe we're not saying degrees, but just she's intelligent.
Okay, if you're intelligent, I think
maybe that's what it is.
All right, let's take the degrees off the table.
A level of intelligence.
A level of intelligence to me.
Comprehension.
So I just did an interview, and I said, for me, intelligence and a level of comprehension to me is sexy.
Right. Maybe we're not saying boast your accolades.
Right.
It's not about the accolades
and
the credentials.
Let's take the credentials and the accolades.
It's about being educated and insightful and having comprehension.
If I can't take you to the company Christmas party around my coworkers, it's not gonna work for me.
So I go back to if we go to the basis, right? I have a son, you have daughters, right?
Right.
I would assume, but maybe I shouldn't assume, that you want your daughters to be educated, well-read,
absolutely,
and go to college and all of those
absolutely.
Things. And those are things that help them to be self-sufficient.
Yes.
And to be able to take care of themselves.
Yes.
Back in the day, we had it was called a dowry, right? And they had women go and get educated, and that just made them more desirable as wives. They could be better helpmates to help their husbands. It wasn't really for them to go be independent and have jobs.
Right.
But they could help their husband with the business, the books, the finances, etc.
Right.
I think most women, that's what education initially was until I think, what was it?
Probably in the last 20 years.
Was it World War II? It was one of the wars where the men went off and the women then had to get jobs because most of the men were at war.
World War II.
And that really was what kind of changed some of the dynamics in the household in terms of women's rights and women working because they really didn't have a choice.
Right. And that was World War II. Absolutely.
Thank you. I thought so.
Yeah, it was.
So I think when we think about culture, right, because that's what this was all about, because this wasn't supposed to be a men against women,
culture,
a men versus women conversation, but it's to get understanding about how we got here and where these societal constructs came from in terms of man being the provider, a woman being submissive. I think we need to evolve with the times.
Okay, and I'm okay with that.
Okay,
I'm okay with it. So, I've said this before. My parents have been together probably about 58 years. I just seen my parents this weekend, yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm. And how long have your parents been together?
58 years.
58 years. That's beautiful.
Years.
I'm sure they've gone through ups, downs.
Oh,
and all
absolutely.
Around and back.
But one of the things that I've always noticed as a kid, even now, more so now because of where we are socially in a societal construct, as you said, my parents have always gone 50-50. Still to this day, they're 50-50. My mother is super feminine. Mm-hmm. My mother took care of the kids, took care of the house. My mother cooked Monday through Friday. On the weekend, she was like, yo, leftovers. I'm not cooking. And we was okay with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so...
But this goes back to value, right? How we value each other and what we think is important in terms of what is the role of a woman, what is the role of a man in a relationship and in a marriage. I don't think it might be a cultural thing because they are Haitian. Because I never saw them discuss, well, I'm gonna do this and you're gonna do that and you're gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I think some of it. Is a given, right?
It just came from if I do a mental inventory of growing up in the house with my parents. it was just natural. Mom cooked, cleaned, did laundry, took care of the kids.
You think it's natural, or was it learned? Wasn't it? Don't you think that's taught?
Well, it's funny you said that because my mom learned from her oldest cousin how to cook, clean, take care of the house. And I think once she learned that, it was just engraved in her and she just did it.
So we go back to character, right? So who are you in terms of your character
and
your upbringing and how you were raised? Because some women were raised to cook, to clean, to be nurturing, to be loving.
I think that starts, and I said this, everything I'm saying now I've said before, so I'm not going to flip it on you. I think women, generally speaking, are nurturing from the onset. Because if you think about it, right? What's your first toy as a little girl?
Usually a doll.
A doll or an easy bake oven, right?
But I go back to this idea though that women who are successful in doing all these things give off alpha, which gives off masculinity.
Yes.
If it's instinctively for us to be nurturing, and the things about us getting education,
well, I think
it's coming from our own dads and our families, so we can be self-sufficient and bring something to the table.
And that's okay. But if you
and we about to have the top of the hour is about to hit.
Okay, you want to just go to commercial pause?
Top of the hour is about to come on.
All right.
And then we gonna go into wrapping this up. This is juicy. You got to come back.
Listen, if you'll have me, I'll come back.
You got to come back to the virtual couch, baby.
All right.
It should be coming any second now.
Right,
I don't
cool.
like how that sounded.
It should be coming any second.
Yeah,
give me about 2 more minutes. We'll be good.
That was so fresh.
Take that. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 minutes, y'all. Turn off my mic real quick.
Oh God! Listen, Rico.
Yo.
We are the Urban Heat. Expect the unexpected. Unorthodox radio from Boston and beyond. Heat.a1fm.com and iHeartStation.
Rico is being fresh.
Is it making sense though, what I'm saying?
So you are. I think all of this makes sense to me.
Okay.
I think that what I'm getting at though is who we are and how we show up in relationships has a lot to do with our upbringing.
I like that. I agree. And I'm okay with that.
And there are some women that are cultivated to be more feminine and more of, I don't want to say appealing to a husband, but they're raised that you need to do this to get a man or to get a husband.
No, that's wrong.
You don't think that women are raised like that?
I don't agree with that.
No, you don't.
I don't agree with that. I think, we talked about this on Phoenix's show, and I think she took it out. Leslie Jones, and we could talk about this. Leslie Jones lately in every interview is like, yo, I'm rich, I'm successful, I'm 60, I can fight. She's giving off masculine energy. Nobody wants to fuck with her.
Okay, but you swore.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for that.
I'm not on the mic. Am I on the mic? Turn the mic off.
What? The show's back on.
Oh, my bag. Yeah, I thought we was at that break. I'm sorry. Listen, I am so sorry for swearing. Excuse my French.
We are back. So here's the thing, right? I know who you're talking about, Leslie, and I actually, as a woman, can understand why people may be turned off by some of how she comes off.
Because she's giving off masculine energy.
That's totally different, though.
The woman who's, I don't need no man, I can do this all by myself.
Yeah,
that's masculine. But
that's talking about her.
I know, but that's masculine energy. So you could have all these accomplishments and then turn a man, but I don't need no man. I pay my bills. I do this, that. First of all, as an adult, you're supposed to do that, right? But that's the energy. That's the energy we don't like as men.
Right. But I go back to again, respectfully.
Right.
You said you don't agree with that some women are cultivated that this is what you do to keep a man and get a husband.
Yes, I don't like that.
You don't like it, but you don't think it happens?
I'm
culturally, you don't
I'm not saying it
happens?
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Okay. I'm just saying, to me, that's kind of a prehistoric way of thinking.
Oh,
like you just said it, we got to change with the times.
I agree with that, but I do think that some of this stuff about a man being a provider and a woman being soft and being feminine, and if she's, all outspoken and she's giving off masculine energy, is coming from someplace.
Well, so
me being outspoken, me being able to know what I want, me articulating what I want,
not wrong with that.
Not wanting to tolerate BS, not wanting to be cheated on.
I'm okay with that.
All of those things.
That's good. I like that.
Or even me talking about my accomplishments.
That's okay.
Shouldn't come off as masculine energy.
No, I think it's the way you project it. If you huffing and puffing, I don't need you, I do this by myself, then it's like, here we go again. You know what I mean? But I feel like you can.
Thank you, Sarada. Do degrees equal masculine energy, though?
No, it does not. That's not what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is we don't care about that. I will date a woman who has a GED or a high school diploma. She don't have to. I have 3 degrees.
So here's the thing.
I don't care about your.
I know. We're getting,
Are you intelligent? Can you conversate?
But this is going to seem stereotypical.
What?
Is someone who doesn't have a high school diploma?
I won't date you if you don't have a high school diploma.
Or potentially a GED.
At least a GED.
Could it possibly be that she may or may not be on your intellectual level?
She's not.
But you said you would just date her.
I would date her. Does she respect me? Listen, you don't have to have degrees to be smart or have some common sense.
So I got something I want you to chew on.
All right, I'll chew on it.
Because what we know from researching, the more someone is educated and the more insight they have, the more opportunity for them to comprehend different concepts on a higher level.
Right.
When we think about a lot of the things that we're talking about, if you have a very limited understanding,
right,
your thought process and your storytelling and possibly where your mind could go and what you're thinking could be part of the problem that's ruining your relationship, your insecurities, how you think about things.
Absolutely.
Because you just are not well read or you are not very intelligent.
Right. But the flip side to that is, are you up on current affairs? Right? Do you pick up a book from time to time? Do you read? Do you know what's going on in the world? You don't necessarily have to go to Harvard to be smart. What you said something earlier, a certain level of comprehension.
Right. I think comprehension. But
but that's being versed in your environment. You know, unfortunately, everything is digital. Like,
it goes back to when you asked me the question, right?
Right.
You said, why are people petty in relationships and what's that about? Why would you want to hurt somebody who's loving you and doing all these things? And I still go back to, I think this has a certain level of intellect, and understanding.
But you don't got to go to Harvard for that, though. You know what I mean?
I don't think that you
have to go to Harvard. It's common sense, and like what I'm saying is,
how do you think people get common sense?
I think having common sense is just being versed in your environment, like just knowing, okay, if I put my hand over the flame, am I going to get burned? Yeah, that's common sense telling you don't mess with fire. So that
goes back to how you're raised and your upbringing and your lived experience.
But not everybody's been raised the same. Like a lot of people got trauma and they've been abused. And
I go back. Yes, I go back to that. So this is why therapy is important. This is why I think education is important. I think one of the things I learned by going to college was critical thinking.
Yes, absolutely.
It allowed me to take things, dissect it, and ask questions, right?
Absolutely.
And not to take everything at face value. It also allowed me to be more open-minded to differences of opinion and not internalize everything and get upset about everything. And I think it also really helped me develop emotional intelligence.
Yes. And I can 100% agree with you.
So that's why I think education is important. I know college is not for everyone.
Right. Okay.
But I know we're digressing, aren't we?
No. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back on track. Let's just address this right now. Right in New England, community college is free.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I notice with us as people, we say to someone, "You're too old. Your time has already passed. You should have did it when you were supposed to do it." I hate that.
Yeah.
If you are
still breathing and have an opportunity
and you want to learn something,
you can still
learn. Want to better yourself,
aka bet on self.
You want to position yourself to be better for your family. Why wouldn't you go to community college and get an associate's? Mm-hmm. It's free. Yeah. You know how much I owe Sally Mae, since we're being transparent and honest?
I know
I owe Sally Mae right now $325,000.
I think I'm about at 200,000.
I wish I was at 200. You know why? I went to Emerson.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Simmons. And recently I went to Savannah College of Art and Design in Atlanta. I got an MFA in film and TV. Hey, if y'all hiring at a college or university, I'm trying to be a professor. It's a cheap plug. But I did what I did because I wanted to improve myself, number one, intellectually, but I also wanted to put myself in the workplace where I could get a job and be able to provide for my family.
So why do we say? And I mean, we going over, but we gonna
No, we gonna double back, but we have to address it.
But what I'm saying, why do men say that they don't care about a woman's education?
Because we don't. Because in education, it's not gonna make you that more. But it's not gonna make you attractive. We're not attracted to your.
But let's reframe this. My education also alludes to my ability to think.
Right. So you can't think with a GED or a high school diploma?
That's not what I'm saying. The fact that we're saying I don't care about your
we don't
education.
I don't. If I dated you, I wouldn't care about your academic accomplishments. Do you respect me? Do you provide peace? Are you submissive? That's what I care about.
I'm trying to shed some light, though.
I just answered it.
That me being educated allows me.
It's a plus
to be able to understand the complex needs, the trauma, and all of those things.
It's a plus, but it's not the end all be all.
Okay.
Do you respect me?
Can we at least say we don't care about it though? That sounds so harsh. I don't care about it.
We don't. You can have your degrees on the wall. If we live together, that doesn't define who you are. Do you respect me as my wife? Are you submissive? And do you bring me peace? That's what I care about. Your degrees is an added bonus to what you're already doing. So I know if I'm a lawyer and there's a party at the firm, I could take you to the firm and you're not going to embarrass me and say, I want some scrimp and some moetti and some champagne, some champagne, and your name is not Bunquisha.
Well, I mean,
I'm just being real with you.
You guys seem to not care about an education, and you might get that with some of the things.
We don't want what you're seeing is a revolution. We don't want that.
I'm just suggesting.
Please
I'm inviting the idea of us not saying that we don't care about each other's accomplishments in education.
Okay,
I think there's a level. Level of appreciation that should come from that, because I think that when we do that, it sounds very dismissive.
Okay, let me say this. Your accomplishments are not the end all be all.
I can respect
but
that.
As a man, that's not what attracts me to
and
you.
I can respect that.
That's
too.
not what's gonna keep me in a relationship with you.
So when you say that sounds so much nicer to me.
Please, and I'm sorry, and I'm glad. We're finally on this. We're finally on the same page.
Better because again, I grew up with my father and my mother being very, very adamant about getting my education.
And I'm the same with my girls.
And how that was something that no one could ever take away from me.
Yes.
And that was an important thing for me to get my education.
Right. But when it comes to relationships, I'm not looking at your education.
I know. But what I'm trying to express is that to say that you don't care about it, that's a lot of hard work, discipline, and everything that's gone in it for me.
Right.
And I would want my partner to find value and to be like, yo, my wife or my girl is dope. I wouldn't want him not to care. But I don't think it should be a be all end all either.
It's appreciative. Let's be honest. It's appreciative, but it doesn't, when it comes to relationships, it's not a criteria for us.
Understood. I think that sounds a whole lot better because I care about what my partner does, what they're interested in. And their
absolutely.
I wouldn't say that's a be all end all, but I do find it attractive when I meet a well-read, educated man who
that's sexy
has went after his dreams and goals. So when I see somebody who has a degree, I see determination,
hard work,
and going after their dreams and goals. So that tells me about their character.
Okay, I like that.
It tells me about who they are as a person, that they can actually do something hard and stick with it and finish.
Right, but see, for a man, that's not what we're looking for in a mate.
But what I'm saying is,
it's great to have.
So I'm trying to invite you to see something different.
I agree
about someone's character.
No, I agree. I recently said I am attracted to a woman's intellect at this stage of my life.
Right, but it says something about a person.
I have 3 degrees, so a conversation, an intellectual conversation, just a healthy conversation in general. To me, if I could have that, to me, that's sexy.
Right.
But that might not be for the next man or one of my partners in crime. You know what I'm saying?
So then that goes back to this whole idea. Then, if that's not what a man is looking for, and he's willing to date someone with a GED, and it's all about respect, and it's all about peace, and it's all about
submissiveness,
being able to be submissive.
Yeah.
This is some of the things that I think then become future issues.
It can be
because often when you're not on the same page intellectually, it starts to show up later.
Yes, it can.
Just having, so think about coming to America, and
good morning, my friends.
And he had the wife that they presented to him,
right?
And she said, "Whatever you like." And he asked her again, whatever you like,
right?
And he told her, "Woof like a dog," and she woofed right away.
We don't want that,
right? But that's submission.
That's obedience. That's not submission. But you also have to look at it too. She was groomed from birth to be like, no man wants a woman. Fellas, if I'm wrong, call the station. No man wants a woman that's going to do everything we tell her to do.
So that could disrupt your peace.
Absolutely.
So now that goes back to, you want peace, but a woman who has a mind.
No.
And who can.
No, you could still have those attributes and provide peace for me as.
So can I invite you to think about something here?
Please, absolutely.
If you have a mindset that allows you to critically think and to question.
Yes.
That could potentially disrupt peace and cause conflict in a relationship when you're not just willing to go along
not necessarily
with anything.
I have to disagree with you. Let me give an example. Again, if you and I are dating, right? And you see something that I don't see.
Yep.
And you're like, yo, Steven, let me talk to you for a second. Lately, I think you should go left. You've been really going right. I'm okay with that because as my partner, you're watching. Number one, you're watching my back, right?
Okay.
But you're also providing peace for our relationship because your eyes are seeing something that I don't necessarily see, and my actions could disrupt the peace that we already achieved in our relationship.
So I'm glad you brought this up because I think what also happens, no disrespect, I think sometimes the women that men go after are chaos.
Yes, I'm okay with that. I don't do chaos.
Right.
I don't want chaos.
So when we get kind of all lumped into a barrel together, right, in terms of what are women arguing with men about and what is disrupting the peace, right? And how is a man also sometimes contributing to the lack of his peace?
Facts.
Right?
No, I'm okay with that.
And I think when we unpack all of that, I think the idea is that most women want peace too.
Well, that's a new phenomenon because
most women want peace too. Most women want a healthy relationship and want to be loved and taken care of, and they want to be in something that is long lasting.
Okay, agreed.
I don't think the average person is going into a relationship to create chaos.
No, but when chaos shows its ugly face,
or when trauma does, or when character traits,
I think
and when a lack of transparency shows up, because
right.
I think we don't deal with. There's a honeymoon phase. And then life starts.
And then there's the reality of the relationship.
And then who you really are and the stuff you have.
Listen, the honeymoon phase is 2.5 years, right? By year 3 and 4, you really start to see who you're dealing with.
And that's my point. And my only point is, and this is why I said this is not a bashing of men. And
no, it's not a bashing of women.
Versus women.
No.
It's each person, human, has stuff.
And understanding.
We want, at the same time, partnership, companionship,
camaraderie.
We want to be together. We want sex. We want all these things.
Right.
But there is all of the things from lived experience, how we were raised, our belief systems, our hearts being broken. You said something earlier I meant to circle back to.
Okay.
That once a man's heart is broken and he deals with a woman who's done him wrong, he never gets over it.
No.
He only can love one woman.
Yes.
So this might be the most transparent conversation on why we have so many issues in the world.
So I
think about my 20-year-old son. Hold on.
Okay.
Who is just navigating relationships. And
right.
I said, I hope he doesn't come across a woman who ruins him.
It's going to happen.
Right. I think this is part of it. So many men are traumatized.
Yes.
From past relationships. And so many women are traumatized from past relationships, and they have not unpacked it.
Right.
But we keep on getting into new relationships
with that same trauma, expecting different results.
And not dealing with it. And then I go back to, I grew up like the girl next door, right?
Right.
Don't try to measure your arm with a man. Don't be out here sleeping with everybody.
Right.
Wait until you meet somebody and that wants to be with you and wants to marry you.
All right.
That's how I was raised.
Great. Kudos to your parents.
Right.
Right.
That didn't work. That didn't happen. Right. The first guy that I ended up losing my virginity to, that did not manifest. He went off to college. My parents was not happy with it, and we broke up.
Right.
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 I had already had sex now. Right. With him.
Right.
But I really was thinking he was it when I had sex with him. We dated for 2 years before I had sex.
That was an emotional decision.
No.
It wasn't?
No, I dated him for 2 years. He was my boyfriend, and I finally had sex with him.
Okay, cool.
I
kudos to him.
Why wouldn't I think after 2 years that this wouldn't still be the person I would be with?
You're right.
Know?
Yeah.
You
okay.
know what I mean?
Okay, my fault. I get it. I get it.
You know, I
get it.
figured 2 years you waited for 2 years, and we finally do it. Where
I wouldn't have waited 2 years.
Why not? So that speaks to my point. Everybody starts off as someone's daughter who's a virgin, just like somebody's son was a virgin, right? And we ruin each other.
Yeah, but I think
we ruin each other.
Let me ask you this:
men are told to go out here and sow their royal oats with somebody's daughter.
I don't think we're told.
All right, this conversation. Listen, we'll be here all night.
No, we can listen. I don't got nothing to do. I don't got to work till tomorrow. Listen,
but my show, I got we're supposed to end, but I can go to 11:30.
Okay, we're
gonna wrap this up. I keep saying that. That's my third time saying I'm gonna wrap it up.
We got to do a part 2.
Okay, we definitely do. But I'm just saying some of these things is why we have the Kevin Samuels of the world.
Yes.
And why, going back to our original point, I was gonna run it back.
Right. Flip.
Why was he so? Why did so many men? Why did he resonate with so many men and trigger so many women?
Can I answer that?
I think it's because of what we're talking about.
Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
I think Kevin Samuels' popularity was he was a black man.
Yes, it was 2 years, Sean Jordan.
Yo, Sean, what up?
He's calling Cap.
Yo, my God.
He's calling Cap.
God bless you. So let me before we wrap it up, I think Kevin Samuels as a black man were saying how we were starting to feel. And I said this before, probably in the last 10, 15 years, there's an evolution of men who are like, yo, you can't control me with sex.
And I agree with that. And women, we have to stop using sex as a control tool.
You can't control me by not allowing me to see my child.
That right. I agree.
So there's an evolution of men are like, look, I'm choosing me and not choosing you.
And I think that's a long overdue. I think men need to value their penis just like we teach girls to value their vagina.
But women are not liking that because now the control and the upper hand that we were seeing.
And that's men's fault. Y'all put too much importance on the vagina.
Oh, absolutely. But what I'm saying to you is
y'all should stop running behind all the tail.
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
If you stop, right, it wouldn't have this level of importance.
Well, tail should be one of the food groups, but we'll talk about that in part 2.
Oh, listen.
But I think what you're seeing is an evolution in men where they're like, look, I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to be with a woman who's combative. I don't want to be with a woman who's argumentative. I don't want to be with a woman who disrespects me every chance she gets. I don't want to deal with this caliber of females.
So let's go ahead. We're gonna skip the bet on self moment tonight, y'all.
Okay, cool.
Y'all, because Rico's gonna come back, but we're gonna jump right into Coach's Corner and wrap this conversation up. I told y'all this was gonna be a hot virtual couch. I told y'all. So here we go. Coach's Corner, Rico.
What up?
Takeaways.
All right.
I'm sure you're a sports guy, right? What do we want people to take away from this conversation? There's so many men and women who are seeking partners. They're sad, they're hurt, they're screw women, screw men.
Right.
And I really want people to come from a place of healing and love. Like,
we do
not have to be at each other's throats.
I agree.
Let's try to understand where people are coming from and how their life has shaped their perspectives. That's my point.
Okay.
But what do you want the people to take away from this conversation?
So what I want the culture, Mattapan, Dorchester, Roxbury, Brockton, Avon, Randolph, whatever, black people, the culture. Number one, therapy is not taboo. Therapy is great. It's a non-judgmental zone where you get to talk to someone who shows you a different way of looking at something and dealing with situations. To me, that's number one. Number two, communication is vital to the success of your relationship, right? If we don't communicate, I'm not a mind reader, right, La? So if we're dating, I don't know what you're thinking.
That's right.
So I expect you to communicate with me every chance you get. So we're on the same page, and vice versa. I'm gonna communicate with you every chance I get, so we're on the same page.
That's right.
So the two main things I want the culture and your listeners to take from this conversation is therapy is cool. It's okay. And communication is great. It's a basic, to me, communication is necessary as food, water, and air. Without it, you're emotionally, psychologically dead.
I so agree. I think I put this on there. Being emotionally available doesn't make a man soft. It makes him transparent and honest.
But don't throw it in my face, though. That's the key.
Honesty is where healing begins. And I totally get what you mean. Now that you've told me this stuff about you, we were dating, and I was like, well, no wonder you got.
You's a sucker. You cried in front of me last month. Blah, blah, blah.
Well,
like, why would you do that? Because I put my head on your shoulder, and
you told me you cheated before. What makes you think you're not going to do it now? And you told me you did that because of this. And it comes a point where we have to, and this is why I say education and intelligence is important. If you understand that someone opening up to you and telling you that takes a lot of courage.
Yes.
If you understand that also means that just as much as you want someone to always be their best selves, you also have to understand their pains.
Yes.
And their traumas.
Right.
So that when that shows up, you don't internalize it that it's you.
Right.
You're able to say, hey, you good? And this goes to what I said earlier. I know you shared X, Y, and Z with me. Is that what's happening now? I don't know what's happening because I know you shared that with me. Is that still throwing something in someone's face?
If we have an argument and you throw that
so
in
it's
my
only
face,
in an argument.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think at that moment, men and women, when we say stuff, we feel like it was necessary to say that at that particular moment in time.
Hey, Tony Bone.
Hey,
Silent E.
I still think like therapy and communication. If ladies, do me a favor, right? Go to your man, not necessarily tonight, but in the next couple of days.
This is a call to action, ladies. Take some notes.
Say to your man very sincerely, you good? You all right? And see what happens.
And shut up.
And that's another thing too. You don't
be quiet.
You don't have to necessarily respond to everything. Ladies, do me a favor. In the next 72 hours, go to your man and look him in the eye and be like, baby, are you good? You good? And I guarantee you that's a great opportunity, a bonding experience, because he's gonna be like, no, he's probably gonna be like, he's gonna say, I'm good, and he may be good, or he's gonna be like, nah, I'm not good.
And here's the other thing, because I agree with you with that, Rico. Women, this might be triggering in a gut punch. Often we don't want to know that because that triggers our own anxiety, because men are supposed to have it all together.
And we don't.
And that is part of it. But here's the other piece. Submission. It's hard for women to submit when a man doesn't have a plan and we're not safe.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And I think that when we talk about these relationships, what's missing is that if a man is discombobulated, he's not transparent, he's not consistent, he's not reliable, it is very difficult for a woman like myself, who's been raised to be independent and take care of herself, to drop her guard and put all of my eggs in your basket and then see that and not have anxiety.
Well, here's the thing, right, La? If you're dating someone with those characteristics, you need to leave the relationship. There's no need for you to stay in it. Because if he's discombobulated, he's inconsistent.
But what happens if he wasn't like that in the beginning?
It doesn't matter. He's like that now.
But then we go back to
leave.
Where's the part of when your man was providing and taking care of you?
You're not hearing me. If you don't feel safe in a relationship, leave. I'm keeping it real with you. ladies, if you
and
don't,
so does that make me selfish?
No, it doesn't make you selfish. No, it makes you smart.
Okay.
Why would you want to be?
Did you hear him say that?
Why would you want to be in a relationship that you're not happy? You're not gonna. If your man has those characteristics that you mentioned, you're not going to be happy. So why would you stay?
Because sometimes
you love him.
And sometimes in relationships, we all can get into a dark space and not be who we were in the beginning. The man who had cancer, for instance.
Right.
Everybody is not always in a space where they have a plan. They know what they're going.
But I'm saying,
but if he once was, you're saying now leave him?
Okay, let me ask you this: how long has he been what he not was?
That's a great question.
If it's weeks, months, okay, give him some grace. But if we're talking years upon years upon years, leave.
Gotcha.
Because as men, we have the ability to figure things out to make stuff happen. If you're inconsistent, you're unavailable, and your woman is not happy, you're going to lose your woman. Period. And that's just real. That's just being real with you.
On the virtual couch.
Ladies, I don't want anybody who's in a relationship right now and you're not happy and you've given your man grace and it's been years, then I think it's time to make a selfish decision and take care of you and leave that relationship. Now, further down the line, if your paths happen to cross and he's in a better space and you want to rehash or re-explore that relationship, by all means do that. And I'm saying this from my own personal experience. As a licensed independent clinical social worker / psychotherapist, I can't tell you to leave or stay, but I do think these are some food for thought for you to think Absolutely.
about. Right? I think this is an opportunity for you to think about your happiness. It's an opportunity for you to think about what you're bringing to the table, what your partner's bringing to the table. Why do you want a relationship? Why do you want to be married? What do you think the roles and responsibilities of a wife and a husband are? And are you in alignment with whoever you're dating?
Is that part 2?
Yes.
All right, cool. You gonna have me back?
Rico.
You gonna have me back?
Shout out to everybody. Listen, we got so many people on here.
Did your perspective of me change this evening?
I already knew you were dope.
Okay, thank you.
I just because you say crazy stuff.
Oh, I'm always gonna rub feathers. Come on now.
But here's my thing. I go back to college. I'm used to being around thinkers.
Yes.
And people who bring up controversial things for us to ponder. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Because I get triggered.
It bothers a lot of people.
Well, if I get triggered or my feathers get ruffled, it puts me in a position to ask myself, why did that bother me?
Okay. Or you can always call me and be like, yo, you said something on Steve Guzzi's platform that I didn't really like, and give me an opportunity to explain it. And maybe you can get a different perspective like you did tonight. You know what I'm saying?
And Sean, you're right. He said, no, you don't. I have never been asked, am I okay? Men are not supposed to have things that bother them or they are weak.
But see, that's what we got to change that thinking, fellas. Like, let's be real. Because we're, like you said, we're dying at 50.
Yeah.
We're having heart attacks, high blood pressure, brain aneurysm. Being transparent and honesty doesn't make you weak, but it's a great way to confide in someone, your woman or a therapist. Like, why do we, as Black men, we hold in so much and it's killing us?
That's right. Listen, this has been an awesome virtual couch. I hope y'all got something out of tonight's conversation. I know we went here, there, everywhere.
I hope y'all like me tonight.
Kind of felt like inside the ride. Once again, Boston has Black radio.
Yes. Can I plug?
Heat 98.1 FM.
Can I do a cheap plug?
And I'm about to give you the alley-oop in 2 seconds.
All right, word.
I appreciate Rico sitting on the couch with me as I approach my 50th birthday, and I am single and dating and open to a relationship and all of these good things. These are all things that I'm pondering, and I'm sure a lot of other listeners are pondering it. Is like, what does this look like for me now?
Right.
And I say this, I look good for 50 and I'm still fabulous. And my value has increased tenfold because what I'm bringing to the table now, baby, is way better than what I had at 25.
Okay.
So Rico, go ahead with your shameless plug.
So Sunday, May 24th, I'm at Harvard nightclub downtown. I'm doing the link up. It's called the link up. So we're gonna get together.
Listen, he's trying to get people hooked up. That's
Yo,
what he's trying to do.
No, just come through, chill out. I got Dex, DJ Dex, T Clock and Junior Rodigan spinning
Shout
music.
out to Dex. Dex is actually starting a new show
really?
on the 31st.
Yo, that's my
R&D
dude.
Lounge.
That's my
with
dude.
him and Ray Royale.
Congratulations on his
on
most
Sunday.
his recent union. Congratulations, Dex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
It's
to
funny.
Dex. He's on Instagram.
Let me just say this. Dex and I kind of just hit it off from jump. So I truly respect him. He's a phenomenal DJ. I try to do phenomenal things. I'm a new promoter in the game, and I'm learning from different people. So shout out to
Dex.
To Rodigan and T Clock for doing this with me. So tickets are available on Eventbrite. They're only $20. I always say this. I'm not trying to break your pockets. I'm not trying to do $45, $50 because it's Memorial Day weekend. Come on through, have some drinks, listen to some music. Let's conversate. Let's network. I'm going to be there. If you have any questions, any concerns about this or any future shows, let's chop it up. Like I say, Angelina pulled me to the side. We had a great conversation. I do consider her a friend now. You know what I mean? Shout out to Angelina. I hope that my perspective and who I am changed this evening, but I just wanted to just be honest with you. I got butt naked on the virtual couch. Next time I have baby oil on me, I'm going to have some feet, some socks, my Adidas socks on. You know what I mean? No.
Just too much.
No, I can't.
Too much.
Okay, all right, cool.
And since we're doing shameless plugs, you know, Coach is turning 50.
You coming Sunday to celebrate your birthday with me?
No, my birthday's in July.
So's mine.
July 10th.
And I'm older than you.
And my party's on July 11th. Stop messing up my shameless plug.
I'm sorry.
It's at Florian Hall. It's going to be 50 years of betting on self, the Museum of Law. Get to learn all about all the things I like, love, and, you know, it's going to be great.
Can I go?
So, yes, I hope you will come.
Can I get it? Well, I'll come.
I hope you will
if
come.
I get an invitation, I go. If I don't get an invitation, I won't go. That's just me.
Yes.
I'm a Cancer.
I got you. I understand. I'm also going to be doing an event called the Mental Health Awareness Brunch. That's going down on May 23rd. I'm the host. So if you've never seen me host before, come see me do my thing. And then after that, I also am co-hosting another event called the Boston Unsung Luncheon at Sorrow and Lime on May 30th.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
Coaches Outside. That I'm co-hosting with Courtney Boston. So y'all make sure y'all come outside and spend some time with Coach. Okay.
Let me say this before we leave. If you have an event that is yours, I'll extend me an invitation. I'll come support.
Of course.
Like I think that mental
health awareness brunch.
That's huge.
Yes.
And I think people, the culture, y'all really should go to that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very informative. And it's gonna surround a lot of the things we spoke about tonight about character and raising and mental health. Like, please support that. If you invite me, if I don't have to work, I will definitely be there.
You come.
I think that's dope. That's dope.
And Southern Twist is doing the brunch. As you know, she throws down. This is with the Awareness Project Network. So more to come next week. What I got on here next week?
Can I say
I got hot sauce on next week.
Can I say hi, LaDonna?
LaDonna is on here.
Hi.
Shout out Leroy, Kimberly Bellinger's on here.
Kimmy don't. If that's Kimmy, that's like my arch nemesis.
No, not that Kimmy.
Okay, all right.
Kim Bellinger.
Kim Bellinger.
Yep,
okay.
She owns the salon in Dudley.
Okay, all right.
Silent E, Sean Jordan.
Shout out.
Cynthia Brewington's on here. Vella Ray, Sarida. And of course, Instagram is popping too.
Okay,
I saw Dex's name pop up.
Yeah, he popped on mine too.
Yeah, I saw my cousin Rona on here. I saw a couple of people pop up on Instagram. This was an extended virtual couch. I'll see y'all next week. We're gonna get out of here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
It's a beautiful experience to have a conversation with an intelligent Black man.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you having this conversation.
I appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. See y'all next.
I love that.
See you next week, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, everybody.
See y'all later.
Right.
Everybody be well. And you know what to do. Make sure y'all bet on yourself this week. See y'all later. Good night.
Later.
Nancia, Smokehouse. It's the urban heat. Shout out to Coach Live.
Coach LA, it's time to listen to conversations that's gonna keep you winning. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on the urban heat, just call it.